Yeah, girl, I'd walk him up that tree like a red oak. Call me Smokey the Bear. I live in that red oak forest, you know what I mean? Like, hell yeah, girl.
No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hi, besties. Welcome back to Literally Obsessed. It's Brittany.
And Cassy.
Welcome to episode 3, everyone. Woo, 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 woo.
We are so excited to be back and to be back with great audio again, hopefully.
Yes.
We also have a nice setup today.
Look at
We've
it,
got
guys.
mic stands.
We're official.
Getting real profesh out here.
We really are. Oh my god, it feels so much nicer not to have to hold something in my hand.
I'm still like adjusting. I'm like,
no, I know.
Do
Sorry,
I
guys.
sit over here? I don't know.
Playing around with it.
Definitely.
Oh my god, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a great day.
Yeah. How was your week?
It's getting hot out here.
Yeah.
Like sweating.
Yeah.
We're gonna even sweat even more because of what we're about to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Before we get into this week's episode, it is your weekly reminder that we will be talking about everything from Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, theories. So if you have not read the books,
Spoiler alert.
Don't listen.
Mm-mm.
And along with that, we will also, especially starting now,
Get into some smut.
So just a little content warning. We will be talking about some maybe inappropriate things.
Yeah. Appropriate for us, but
Maybe
inappropriate for you.
Maybe inappropriate. Maybe inappropriate for our moms.
Sorry, mom. I'm so okay. We've been waiting to talk about this like part of the book, especially chapter 22. We have been so ready to talk about this chapter, especially. This is where we kind of get into some like best parts of like the entire series, I think. Like coming up with this like and talking about like these chapters, I was like telling Brittany how like I don't know how I'm actually gonna get through this episode without like freaking out every 5 seconds. So so sorry, disclaimer if I get a little giddy.
Yeah, when we were writing the outline, I remembered how much I love these chapters.
They're so good.
So I'm so excited to get to talk about them finally.
Yeah. But before we get into the chapters real quick, just a little update if anyone didn't see so far. Miss Rebecca had a panel, I think, where was it? In Columbia? Not Columbia. Columbus.
She went to Columbia. Columbus, Ohio.
And she had a panel where she talked about Onyx Storm. She really didn't even talk about Onyx Storm, but she was just like pretty much promoting it and just saying like, I released my title of my third book for this series. I haven't watched the entire thing just yet, but I did see a couple things, but a lot of it was regarding like what she's posted about it so far and like how a lot of this book is Reputation by Taylor Swift coded. So, and Brittany, I'm still enlightening her on Miss Taylor Swift stuff. Mm-hmm. All you need to know is that
I know.
You know.
I know what her Reputation era looks like. So
Reputation, just for anyone who doesn't know, Reputation is a lot to do with like it's a lot of angst, a lot of like anger and stuff, but a lot of love at the same time. So that's why I'm very hopeful of why she said that Reputation was the album that reminded her the most of this. Yeah. Because there's a lot of love, but there is equally enough hatred. So I'm thinking we're going to be strapped in. But that's really exciting. And I know she told a funny story about her sending shapewear to Sarah.
I did hear, I think she posted something like, oh, loved sharing that story.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was like so funny. It was about her like getting flowers for Iron Flame from Sarah, and then like she was trying to send something back to her and then sent her shapewear that she was supposed to bring to Dubai for her trip.
How does that happen?
Dude, I don't know.
Miss Rebecca?
No, she said that like she sent the flowers but with no card and then accidentally sent her Amazon package of shapewear to her, and she's like, it was the most awkwardest like interaction trying to be like, so sorry I sent you shapewear and didn't know who it was from. It was me. Like I love it.
Sarah was like, thanks husband. Like I don't know.
Thanks, Resan. No, I thought it was cute to see them both like interact with each other.
Definitely.
People like to put them against each other.
Yeah.
Rude.
I don't know why.
Women haters.
They love to pit women against each other.
Ugh, but I love them too. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. We need to check it out, but that's like our update on Onyx Storm. We still haven't gotten the book cover yet, but we're still waiting on it.
Yeah. All right. Should we hop into a quick little overview of these chapters before we really dive in?
So we are starting from chapter 21, and then we're going to go into chapter 25 just to kind of like, I think from here on out, we're probably going to do smaller chapters or like smaller episodes.
Yeah.
I keep messing this up.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm
About
sorry.
4 to 5 chapters per episode.
Yes. I just can't do math. So chapter 21.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. There's actually a lot.
I'm sorry. I kind of went overboard on this
looking
outline.
It's okay. No, it's perfect. Okay.
Do you want me to start it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So chapter 21, we get to see Liam being Violet's shadow. We get some insight into what that looks like because now he has been assigned to her and is keeping her alive. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Liam has a crush on Jacinia, which is so cute.
It's so adorable.
I love him and I love them, but that's all I'll say for now.
Mm-hmm.
We also get a lot more information about the Tyrish rebellion through Liam and Violet when they're in the archives together. We find out that Liam and Xaden were fostered together after their parents were executed. We find out that they had to watch their parents die, which is very sad. And we also find out that Liam has a sister that he was separated from. That is Sloane, who we'll meet in Iron Flame.
Yeah.
So we also learned that all marked ones have to be riders. That's about all the information we get at this point. We just know that they have to be riders when they come to Vazgai.
It's like a death wish. Like that's the reason why.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, and also to like also see and like control them.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Well, it was kind of a part of the deal that
it was a part of the
Xaden
deal
made with Lilith. But we don't find that out.
We don't find that out until a little
long.
while. That's what I think Violet kind of thinks is that's why they're in it. But
yeah, she kind of says like, so they're just sending you guys to die.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. And then we get a lot of information in Battle Brief every single time we have it, but this one has a lot of like the attacks, and I think it was in they brought up a lot about like the last final battle between griffins and dragons, so we kind of get like this kind of foreshadowing to how the end of Fourth Wing like comes about. We get Professor Markham is keeping information from them, so Violet's starting to figure out like the politics is starting to like come through with the college, and like everyone's kind of holding their own secrets. So and that Somerton was ransacked, but it wasn't discussed in Battle Brief, so they are holding secrets from the students. Sketchy,
very sketchy.
We also start to see Xaden really taking this protective role over Violet. He actually wards off Violet's room for protection so that she can enter and that he can too. No one else can except for them too. Of course, this is because of the attack that she had on her in the couple chapters before. So it's just overprotective Xaden.
We love overprotective Xaden.
Yeah. And then chapter 22.
Chapter 22.
So it doesn't start off right away of what we were about to talk about, but we do kind of start to see like Violet getting really upset that she hasn't channeled her signet yet or like gotten her power. It's kind of really like affecting her, I think. And like Jack Barlow is like making a big deal, being like, oh, you bonded with the most powerful dragon, you don't even have your power yet. And then we kind of see that during her and Rhiannon doing sparring together because she's trying to help her out with it, and we see Xaden and Garrick spar together and the girls go crazy
because they're shirtless, might I add.
I was talking to Shay, shout out to you. I was talking to her about that part, and like that's so relatable. I'm sorry,
yeah.
like not to break up the synopsis, but like, oh my god, can you imagine like
I'd
if
be
we were
watching
just
too.
I'd be like, I don't want to get into it because I have the quote in my favorite ones, but
I do love how
so
she
funny.
says like all of the girls are watching and some of the guys.
No, if we saw shirtless little guy, if we saw shirtless men like that, I would also be staring at them too. And then Taryn and Andarna tell Violet that she's ready.
Yeah,
that's so cute because she was worried. Violet has been worried about Andarna.
Yeah,
because she went into a slumber from the attack. And because like she stopped time, and that literally exhausted her so much. Right. So she was like being asleep for a little while, and then she was told she was ready.
We also get the hint that Jack Barlow is allergic to oranges.
Like a fool.
Sorry
to anyone who's allergic to oranges out there, but you're just like Jack Barlow.
Which is like the worst insult a person can have. Does he have an orange dragon? Wait, does he?
I think so.
Bade.
Isn't he orange?
Oh my god, wait, I have to feel free to keep going, but I have to look this up.
I think so. We'll see. Because I swear, was it not orange or was it?
No, wait, you might be right because somebody was kind of doing that everyone who has an orange dragon is evil, and Brennan has an orange dragon. Yeah, I'll get into that later because no, guys, I'm really starting to think.
Telling you, proves my
oh my god,
she
is. That's kind of crazy.
That's kind of like.
Wait a second.
Ironic.
Rebecca.
Did she catch that?
Let me see what she did there. No, sometimes I'm like, she's probably like,
she probably doesn't even. She's like, oh, I didn't even notice I wrote that.
Oh my god, it's so sad. Deceased, slain by Jack Barlow. That's so sad.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe he did that.
How do you even do that? How did the elders not come out for his neck?
You turn venom. That's what happens.
True. That's very true. Okay, and then we get into our favorite part of chapter 22.
Yeah, we can't get too into it right now.
Not right now.
We have to do it quick, but we will.
Basically, Taryn and Sigale are having a fun, intimate time with each other, and this is the first time that Violet feels it. Like she's like, what is coming over me right now?
Yeah.
Freaking out. She tries to find some fresh air, and she finds Xaden outside on a ledge smoking some dragonish weed.
Well, not dragon.
but dragon world weed. It's called Charum.
Charum. I don't know. Charum.
It's just fantasy weed, basically.
We'll figure it out. I don't know.
And it's something that calms him down, and then she's like, can you teach me how to like put my shields up? And he does it, and then boom, they kiss.
They make out.
It's
not just a kiss. It's
a make out. It's hard make out. And we kind of start to see he gets a little jealous from Liam.
All I have to say, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, all I have to say is we will be deep diving into this.
Absolutely.
Once we finish this synopsis.
And then I think that's most of it. We're just gonna leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Chapter 23. Take it away, Brittany.
Okay, chapter 23. So we learn that Rhiannon can summon objects. Basically telekinesis. She can get things that are like across the room and catch them in her hand. We learn that Liam is carving a little cairn for Violet. So it's super cute. He's always carving just little dragons in his spare time. So cute. We have
Dane's a bitch.
Yeah. That's it.
He touches Violet, okay? He touches her and starts to take the illegal pictures of her mind because he can do that, and I hate him for it.
Yeah, so he's seeing her most recent memories. We progress through all of December and January.
So fast.
We don't really get to see much. We just know that the months are kind of going by. And Violet starts Professor Carr's class, and where she's kind of learning like lesser magic since she can't wield yet. But we do learn that Riddick can wield ice, so that's pretty cool. And Liam has farsight, so he can see things that are very, very far away.
Violet battles Jack in sparring. So again, they've been like kind of tiffing, and she was like, no, I can't like spar him yet. And then finally this happens. But she's a clever little lady, and she poisoned him with the fruit of an orange. So Jack is venom.
Yeah, so I mean, confirmed.
It's confirmed, actually.
He is venom at this point in time. I wrote down a couple quotes. I know we go over quotes later. This is not a favorite quote for me. It's just, it works for the storyline.
Yes.
So it says, I scream as I'm shaken by an internal force I don't understand, as though he's forcing his own power into my body. He was for sure channeling.
Absolutely.
At this point. And then it says his sadistic grin and a red rim around his eyes. I didn't
catch that when I was reading it.
I mean, I think I was just like, he's crazy.
Yeah, he's like, just has like,
or like
death in his eyes.
Like, I don't know, they have weed. You know what I mean?
This channeling force of marijuana is coming into me.
Or like angry or tired. I don't know.
Something like that. But he's venom.
He's venom, and that is what she feels.
Yeah, which it's kind of also crazy to think that like this is like the first part where we actually start to see what venom looks like, and not like the way that it's been described through like storytelling in the book. So he's right here live in front of us.
Yeah.
Chapter 24. Violet wakes up in the infirmary with Xaden, who questions her because she got all beat up.
Yeah,
she was beat up.
Oh yeah.
He's just by her side. That's just so cute. I'm sorry. Did you have anything else with that one?
No.
Okay. Just daydreaming. Xaden is also just now training herself. So he had like Rhiannon was helping her, Imogen is helping her, Liam was watching her, but also, you know, like giving her tips and tricks, but he's like, just like, fuck it, it's gonna be up on me now. Also their relationship between Violet and Xaden, like they hadn't like talked about anything yet at this point about like their makeout scene, so that's just kind of what happens.
It's been like weeks. I would have talked to him the next day.
Yeah, I love
she's stronger than me.
Like right after like chapter 22 ends, I know this goes back just for a second, but like goes into chapter 23, it's like her explaining it to Rhiannon. She's like, I cannot believe this happened. Like she's so real for that, for just like sitting spilling the tea to her bestie.
She's like, what does she say? She's just like, does he know what he's doing? He looks like a man who knows what he's doing. I love Rhiannon.
She's amazing. And then this kind of like, so as Xaden is training her, this is leading them to actually spar together, leading to a very intense part. I was watching a TikTok, and it was like this girl telling like her boyfriend being like, I was listening to the audio book in the gym, and this part came on, and like he said that he had to turn it off because he was like, I think other people are hearing it too. But it brought me back.
No, it's really suggestive.
No, it's really bad, to the part where he was like, Xaden was saying like, or she was saying like, oh,
I think I quote,
when their legs like intertwine, and she says it's a perfect fit, but he says something, and then
oh my god,
it's supposed to be like the daggers are like the perfect fit for her, but it really means them intertwined together.
Oh, I didn't get that deep.
I got a little deep into that because I
did
love that
quote
chapter.
some of it though, because
I can't wait till we get to it. But this is kind of where we start to see he's like really taking initiative to kind of build her confidence too.
Yes.
He's not babying her, but they're still training.
I also love he gives her daggers with Tyrish symbols and with runes in them, which we end up finding out in Iron Flame. These runes are different protectors, basically, that can protect her from different things. And he had these daggers made for her. So cute.
We have a theory. You have a theory.
I do.
On what it is.
I'll talk about it later.
I can't wait because I read it and I was like, yes, girl, talk about that, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, why didn't we get any of the scenes of them sparring together?
I don't know. Miss Rebecca really robbed us, because there's like months that go by and she's just like, oh, Xaden has me, and every spare second we're like sparring in the gym.
What happened?
Why? You know that there was more scenes like that one. I feel like Rebecca was like, this is repetitive, but I would have loved it.
I would have loved
eaten
it
up.
I would have done like a couple chapters of just
them
graphic sparring chapters of them. And then we get into some fun politics stuff. Violet and Xaden run into the Commandant Panchek, Colonial Ados, General Sorengale. Colonel. Why did I write colonial?
I did, because that's how it's spelled.
Oh. That's how it's Colonel spelt like that?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Huh? Like Colonel, like KFC, Colonel Sanders.
Look up how his name. It's not. How do you think it's spelled? Like a popcorn kernel?
Yeah. What the fuck? What do you mean? Colonel?
No, I swear that's how it's spelled.
Pronunciation. Hold on. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Why is English so hard?
I don't know.
Colonel?
Yeah.
I feel stupid. I'm a stupid reader. No. I'm a stupid talker. I can't do nothing, man.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It looks like,
oh my god,
colonial.
I thought it was colonial this whole time.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't bully me, guys. Or do, I don't care. Colonel Atos, General Sorengale. Atos asks Andarna about her and brings her up, and then that Violet's dad was studying feathertails, which we have a theory about later, talking about feathertails and her dad. We kind of get a little bit more into that. This is where they like the professors and everything like that are starting to get a little bit more aware of like, oh, what's going on with you, Violet, and your dragons? Why are they being so sus?
Yeah,
weird. Chapter 25.
Woo. So Liam wins the last challenge for this portion of the squad battle, and when they're about to go into their final task, they are challenged to steal the most useful thing for the enemy. So basically, the rules that they're given are: find and acquire by any means necessary the one thing that would be most advantageous, big word there, to our enemies regarding the war effort. Did I say that word right?
Advantageous. You're asking the wrong person. From what we just discovered, I'm not the right one to ask. Advantageous.
It has to be,
because it's like an advantage.
Yeah, that's too many big words, Rebecca.
Anyways, chapter 20. Oh wait, we're still in.
Violet suggests that they break into her mom's office because she knows that her mom has a lot of information in there. So we also learn some more of the cadets' signets. We learned that Imogen can wipe recent memories, Heaton can breathe underwater, Emery can control wind, and Quinn can astral project, which is pretty sick.
So cool.
That is so cool. I want that signet.
I know we talked about this like in one of the first episodes of like what our signets would be, but like rereading these chapters, I was like, damn.
No,
there's some other cool ones, like really cool ones. Oh, Violet sees her mom and how she has like an alloy dagger with the Tirish rune in the handle. What is that about?
Because she knows.
But like, why would you hide it in your office? Like,
well, because she knows that Venin are real, but she can't let everybody else know that.
I'm just like, why'd you just like keep it like out in the air like that?
Love how Violet is just like, she must be using it as a letter opener. Violet,
come on, bitch.
Girl, think with your head.
You and your mom have beef, so like just villainize your mom already, please. So that's pretty interesting. Kind of like a foreshadow into what we find out in Iron Flame too. Violet sees a letter about attacks on the
Athbeen.
We're trusting myself with too many big words here.
Sorry.
And uprises of the Tyrandor.
Yeah.
Tyrandor?
Uprisings in Tyrandor, yeah.
Tyrandor.
Yeah.
We're learning how to talk.
You got
today.
it. Yay. So obviously they're withholding more information than they could have ever known.
Yes. So we kind of get into this, and she's just like, why would they be hiding this? Like, what is going on over there? Oh my god, I see him. So yeah, they find one of her mom's maps and they steal it. So they steal her mom's map and they find all the current outposts of the Navarian wings. Navarian.
Quick apologies if you guys hear a little bit of airflow. we did have to turn on the AC.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting way too hot.
I don't know if anyone else lives in Southern California. It's starting to get hot again.
Yeah, it was 77 degrees up in here, which is really not that bad. But when there's no airflow, it's a little bad. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear that, but we got to survive.
It's like white noise. It's okay. So the last thing we have for chapter 25
yes, okay.
Is they win the squad battle, that part of the
Yes.
squad battle, and then they get the opportunity to go to the front lines.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
I'm so excited.
Well, I don't know about cool, but
it's a cool opportunity.
For them, for sure. But yeah, that kind of wraps up those chapters. Pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff we learn. We get enough like smutty to kind of last us through like these big like
I mean, I wouldn't call it smut, but I would say like romance.
The way she was describing Zay was
Zay.
I've been loving that word saying Zay, Zad, Zay, like Zax. I don't know.
Okay. Well, should we go into our favorite moments?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm so excited. So we got to jump in.
I looked into yours, and there's a lot of the same ones. So
I figured
we're just gonna have to bounce back and forth.
Of course.
Do you want to go ahead and start?
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, because mine's not too crazy.
Okay, I realized that I have to stop being into the smut as much.
No. It's okay.
I need to be a little bit better.
No, I feel you. I just like also want to point out these kind of important moments.
It's just a lot to tell about our characters, Brittany. It's okay. We can say it like that.
I'm finding things, having read the book twice.
That's true. You do have that advantage over me.
So, yes.
You were able to. Yeah.
Okay, so first up, we learn that Julian, oh my god, I was going to call her Julian. Julianne is the youngest marked one at age 6. Mm-hmm. She was born with a rebellion relic. Mm-hmm. I would like to know how, because I had to, okay, so Violet thinks that it's from Dragonfire, just like a, what is it called? Like the relic you get from your dragon. But it's not, and we learn that in Fourth Wing. I kind of cross-referenced here. We learn in Fourth Wing that Xaden sleeps with a stone by his bed, and there's a point where Violet kind of asks, like, what's up with the stone? And he tells her that it is actually a protection rune that they got when all of their parents were going to get executed, and that's why they have rebellion relics, because when they held it, it's like, I don't fully understand it, but it
like a protection, like
it gives them protection, and so that's why the marks start from like their hands and swirl upward. So my question is, this whole thing happened about 5-6 years ago. They say that she was born with a relic, so was like the mom holding it, and then it transferred to her. You know what I mean?
Was she out of the womb with the tattoo?
Well, it says she was born with it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess I'm a little confused how
you never know. Maybe the little stone, she broke it up to drink it to heal herself.
Okay,
something, a little fair. Rapunzel moment. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she was born with a little relic on her.
I'm not really looking for the answer. I'm just curious.
No, it is. It's pretty interesting because it's like this whole like idea of like what the relic really means and what it stands for, and being born with it, like genuinely like out of the womb, instead of being like something that it was given to you while you were already like grown up or you know, older than just a newborn. It's also kind of just like really sad.
Oh, it's so sad.
It's really, really sad.
Their entire lives are so sad.
It's really fucked up, and I'm really upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll definitely get more into it in Iron Flame, because that's kind of where it covers more of it. But the way that these kids had to watch, they had to watch their parents be executed,
and then live with the executors. Because I read that like about like how Liam was talking about how he was
with the ones who were like loyal. Yeah,
like how awful.
No, it's
whatever. I can
it's really messed
stop
up.
Because okay, everyone, I don't know if we've established this on the podcast yet, but I'm a Cancer. She's a Capricorn.
Yeah, we established.
Okay, so
go on.
I am emotional as hell, so I'll cry at every little thing. That almost brought tears to my eyes.
It's upsetting.
I can't talk about it.
Okay, let's move on.
Anyways,
I just had to bring that up as just a question for the room.
That kind of also like ties in. I think we both started talking about like we kind of get a little bit more into Xaden's family and like his history, about his dad especially.
Oh, I have that written.
Yeah, I think I wrote
a little bit further down for me
something about it, and I think I remember reading it, and I was just like learning more about his like family and like what his dad and why he did the things that he did. I don't know, it just something about it, like it really like ties in Xaden's like character and like his morals of why he wants to do the things he does and like protects Violet and everything. Yeah. But he's so closed off at the same time. But we'll learn to like, get into. Yeah. What are you giggling about?
No, I'm sad.
No, I know. It's really sad. Don't make me cry. I can't cry. I literally have tears in my eyes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just remember him saying that like he didn't know what love was.
What the fuck is wrong with you, Brittany?
It's really sad. Don't cry. Don't cry. I just remember him saying he like didn't know what love was until Violet.
Know the part, okay?
So
it's really fucking sad.
Because okay, wait, my part's only gonna make you more. I have.
Fuck. Okay, just hit me. Go.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead a little bit
okay.
to go along with that. So there's a point where Xaden opens the door for Violet, and then she looks at him. The air turned off. she looks at him because she was like, oh, it's like looked so natural for him, like he must do that all the time. But it was also like unnatural for her because she doesn't know that side of him where he's like soft and caring. And so she tells him that. She's like, you opened the door for me. That was weird. And then he brings up his dad and kind of says that like that was like how his dad raised him. And I think he says something about like old habits die hard, I guess, because that's how his dad don't cry. Don't cry.
I literally want to cry.
No, but it's so like the first time we see him have any sort of like emotion and like sadness, because he kind of cuts himself off. And then Violet says that she can like see pain in his eyes.
Oh my god, I'm literally crying.
But then she like changes the subject because she's like, okay, obviously he doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh my god, he's just like
it's so sad,
a broken little baby.
I know.
And I love him.
It's really sad.
And it's just like he knows that he can like trust her. You know what I mean? But he's just shut down a little bit.
Yeah,
which I get it.
Yeah,
I understand. Okay, we're not crying. Oh, okay. I wanted to bring this up about Battle Brief. I don't know why, but I visualize it as like Hogwarts classroom style.
I visualize it. Okay. Wait. Have you played the Hogwarts Legacy?
I kind of did. Shout out to Emma, my friend, Miss College. We played it together.
Okay, because you know how in the classrooms you're kind of like, what is the word when like the professor is kind of down in the middle? It's like arena style seating.
Yeah.
What is that called? Arena style?
Arena.
I went to a pretty small college,
like
so
a lecture room.
Yeah, like a lecture hall.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't really have many of those in my college. So
I have had one.
That's kind of how I picture it, where
I
they're
agree.
like down and then everyone's kind of raised up around them.
So like Monsters University.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that actually kind of fits.
No, that actually is kind of exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that. And I visualized it as like a lot of like cobblestone and stuff. So like Hogwarts style for sure.
Yeah, definitely see Hogwarts.
But then during like Battle Brief, it just like always cracks me up when they're like, or she like mentions stuff. It's like she's like looking at Rhiannon and she's like writing this shit down and stuff about it. I don't know. I think that they're so funny.
Okay, yeah. Going off of that, I have that I literally love that we get to see these friends just being friends, and like especially in this chapter, there's a lot of them just kind of like messing around with each other. We get to see like Liam's a very flirty guy, and so I love that he like flirts and then the gang just kind of embarrasses him.
It's so funny.
It's just like so cute, and I love just like seeing this little bit of happiness between all of them. And then I also love that like at one moment Violet is kind of like, she's like twirling her quill, which also I have a little bit of problem with this because sometimes she says quill, sometimes she says pen. Yeah, get it together, Rebecca. But anyway, she's like twirling her quill and she drops it, and then before she can even go down to get it, a shadow grabs it and puts it back in her hand, and it's obviously Xaden. So when she turns around to look at him, he's like deep in a conversation with Garrick, but like obviously he was watching her, or like I don't know, reading her mind or paying attention. It's just so cute.
Kills me. Xaden's gonna be the death of me for sure.
Yeah, just like Violet is the death of him.
Why'd you gotta bring that up?
Sorry,
you really brought up some like really deep stuff like there.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, he always has eyes on her. He's always paying attention to her, and I think she even says that. and one of the chapters, I remember reading it, and it was like, sorry, I got distracted, or something, and she's like, as if he's like always paying attention to me, and I was like, yeah, girl, because he is.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's in that part.
Isn't that
because
part?
she
Yeah.
says like he's not even like
He wasn't
paying
even
any
looking.
attention, although
Yeah.
obviously he is.
Yeah.
Because you saw her drop her quill. Interesting, Xaden.
Yeah, Violet and Liam's friendship, like, it's
so cute.
She's always like, at first she's very put off because she's like, I know you're just my bodyguard, like, I know you, like, you don't have to always be watching me, and he's like, no, like, I owe Xaden my entire life, I will be doing this, and now I owe you my entire life. And they like, she gets to like learn a lot about him, like we said, like about his past and his family. And then when the one thing I think it was like chapter 21, when she goes and sees Jasenia and like has been given books, and then Jasenia's like, hey, can you drop this off at like Professor someone's desk or something. Liam like makes a little notion, and like Violet just like shrugs him and just like, stop. Like, Jasenia is like a long-term relationship type girl.
Yeah.
And then he's like, there's long-term relationships and like in here,
Yeah,
we're
like
really
you could
talking
die
long-term.
tomorrow.
I don't know, like they were just very much like brother sister, like mentor, like friend type vibe, and they're just like, their relationship is something that I didn't really realize that I loved so much. I think their friendship is something that I didn't overlook it, but I feel like I overlooked it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like rereading these, I think that they had a lot of more connection than I think I was paying attention to.
I think that the first time I read it as well, I didn't realize they were as close. I guess I didn't realize how much time was passing by. Like, they spent months together.
Yes, and like
I
he
didn't
was always with her.
realize that the first time that I read this.
And it makes the end of this 10 times harder.
Yeah. Xaden and Garrick sparring, and then Rhiannon and Violet just like eating it up. I loved, and I loved like at one point, I think Liam is like, what does he say? Like, he's like, can you stop?
I think I have it. It was like can you stop like objectifying my like
objectifying
wing leader?
The wing leader. And then Violet's like, or Rhiannon's like, is that what we're doing? And Violet's like, I think it's exactly what we're doing.
I think I have a quote, and I'm just gonna say it here because I think it's just a good time to bring it up. Where that's literally where they're watching, and Rhiannon goes, that is, and then Violet goes, it sure is. Like, they finish each other's sentences in their head. Like,
yeah.
I think that Xaden was doing that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
1000%.
Yeah.
It was just like 10 times hotter. He was like, yeah, she's watching me, and I know she's watching me right
guys,
now.
don't do this in real life.
If you do that in real life, you will ick me the hell out.
It's
but
only
it's
hot
only
when
hot
Xaden
when he does it. Kind of bringing that up, I wrote that literally Violet has this whole like anatomy lesson of Xaden's body, the way she is explaining it, and like she's like the golden like fleckles of like light that shines off his skin as he's punching Garrick is like making me feel this electric vibe. I was like,
these like sharp lines of his body.
No, I'm not joking. I was like, okay, I'm getting a vivid idea of what this man's back looks like.
Yeah, we got it, girl.
We got it, but thank you, actually. But I think that this, what I kind of like see it as is, so like we all know her signet is lightning, right? She wields lightning. She kind of brings up like towards this part where she feels like this intense electricity in her head, and like this nerve, like she's feeling it like pulse through her body, and I'm like, this is where we start to kind of see like that's her signet coming through.
It's foreshadowing,
it's foreshadowing, and of course it comes out when she sees Zay. Like she and like Taryn calls her out for it too.
Yeah.
So that's something that I think I wrote down, is like she literally feels the electricity whenever she sees Xaden. So that's kind of like my downplay of how she manifested it.
Yeah, going off of that too, you kind of already talked about Xaden's back, but this is the first time that Violet sees his back, which has the 109
it's 100 and something
scars that he has on his back, which we later learn is done from his mom or from her mom. So this is the first time she sees it. Oh my god. And then just like she gasps when she sees it. And then
she had a full body reaction.
Like she's like, and then she says that he like tenses for a second and then just like keeps walking. I can like clearly see it. I can clearly see it in my head. This show better not fuck it up. I swear.
Please don't fuck this up.
What
Please.
I want it to look like. Anyway, that was just what a sad moment.
Can we take a silence for Xaden?
No, actually.
Anyways, thank you.
I think we just have to get into it.
Yeah, let's go into the kiss, the makeout. Okay, so like the sparring happens she's witnessing it in chapter 22.
Yes.
And then I think Rebecca kind of splits up the chapter.
Oh yes.
So she goes and she says that she's like brushing through her hair. She's still like all like dressed up, and she just like gets hit with this energy force.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, like this is the first time that she's like ever felt that. She's like, what is this like feeling? She doesn't know what's going on, and then she realizes it's lust. Like she's feeling, she's ready to go to Pound Town. Sorry, Mom, but I'm not wrong. She's ready to go to Pound Town.
It's true.
And she's like, I just don't know what's going on with me. And then she like freaks out, and then she's like, I gotta get some fresh air.
Yeah.
She goes.
Well, first she runs into poor little Liam.
He's like laying there. She's like, are you sleeping? I just reread it, so like it's all
I reread
fresh
it
in my
like
head.
2 days ago.
She's like, oh, are you sleeping here? He's like, no, I'm just hanging out here. And then she's just like,
wow, he's
I've
kind of
never
hot.
really noticed that he's so beautiful. And then he's just like, why are you looking at me like that? And like I think she said, or he was like, she was like, I didn't notice that I was like biting my lip and like looking him up and down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, girl, you were feral. You were feral, girl. And then she was like, I gotta go. She's like, I gotta get out of here, which I just think is so funny.
Yeah. Poor Liam. He's like, no, if you were Jacinia.
No.
Be a
different story.
Yeah.
She goes.
Do you think he knows though? Do you think he knows that Xaden is like hardcore crushing on her?
At this part?
Yeah.
I think so.
Because let's just say that Violet was like, you, me,
yeah.
now. I think he would be like, I actually can't.
I think he would say no.
You're good.
I feel like Xaden he didn't show his caringness unless it was to his friends, and it was through like ways. He's an acts of service kind of guy. And
yeah.
I think that this was pretty yeah.
Yeah.
I think that him telling Liam that he needed to protect Violet was enough for him to know that.
Because I know Garrick for sure knows.
They're like
he's like,
they're
you're
twinning him.
So jealous.
Yeah. So I think he would have said no.
Okay. He's a homie.
He's a homie. He's like, Jacinia, though, you come here right now. Come over here, girl.
Oh, okay. So, but going off of Liam. So obviously she goes outside and she sees Xaden out there smoking some not fairy weed. I don't know, fantasy weed. And I just love how she's kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling crazy. And then she's like, I'm so embarrassed to see Liam again. And he gets a little like, Liam? Why are you embarrassed to see Liam again?
Jealous.
And then she's like, okay, like, do you have a problem? I can sleep with anybody I want to. And he's like, no, I don't have a problem. Like, yes, you do.
One thing I do want to bring up is that he said something he was like, as long as you guys are consenting, then that's okay. What an icon. What a king.
Yeah. And
he's
like, and currently you're not in the mood.
Yeah.
But I will make out with you.
No, he was like, this is not your like thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're consenting, it's okay. And then he goes and kisses her. But whatever. But I was like, wow, what a iconic king for being like, make sure consent is there.
No, it's true.
Period.
Yeah. We love that. Okay, so the kiss. Let's analyze this.
We have to get really deep into it because I have to. I have
quotes. I have
I have
lot
so much
for this moment.
So one of my favorite things is when she's like studying his height. She's like, I barely reach his collarbone.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah. That's hot.
Yeah.
Any 6'4" shadow wielders out there, please hit me up, please. Ooh, okay, where should we start on it?
Okay, well, last week I said that I'm pretty sure I know the exact moment that he fell in love with Violet. I can just hop into that if you want. Do that. Okay. So I have some quotes here to back up
your claim.
Yeah. Okay. This is from Violet's little POV here. She says, I surrender completely, melting into him, my body going pliant against his and losing that mental foothold he calls grounding. A flash of light burns behind my closed eyes, followed by the boom of thunder. Thunder snow isn't uncommon here, but damn does it summarize how this feels wild and out of control. I feel, first of all, this is foreshadowing to, like, obviously she created lightning at this point. Yeah. She wielded lightning. She just doesn't realize it. But this is very, like, symbolic of their
love.
Of their love. Yeah.
Lightning and snow.
Yeah. And the way that, I don't know, it's just very, like, symbolic of them. So then to follow this up, at this moment, it says, Xaden Xaden breaks the kiss. I'm jumping forward a little bit. We'll jump back. Don't worry. Xaden panics and says, because I can't and I refuse to act on desire that isn't yours. And then he says, because she's like, well, I want this. He says, this isn't your want. That's the fucking problem. And he refuses to leave her outside after this because she's by herself. So he's still jealous and he cares about her. That is when I think he fell in love with her at the lightning strike. Because I think he realized, he kind of confirms later, he realized that she did wield the lightning. He just wasn't 100% sure. I think he realizes that he is in love with her at that moment. The lightning is kind of a confirmation that she feels the same way about him. But then he's realizing, like, this is just, she's feeling lust right now. So he doesn't exactly, I think it's a mix of a couple things. I think it's him being shocked that she's a lightning wielder. That's what they need to take down the venom. I think it's also him realizing that he's in love with her and he doesn't for sure know that she feels the same way. Yeah. Because she's just acting off of, like, lust right now. And so that's because something about the quote, this isn't your want, that's the fucking problem. He's really passionate right there.
That's the fucking problem. Like, he's
my boy.
He's like, nobody wants me. We want you.
All of Basgiath War College wants you.
No, we do.
Xaden.
And I think that especially because he can read her mind, right? So he hears all of what she's saying, right? Like, even when she's like, closer, I need him closer. And then she goes,
I have that written down too.
Like, as if he can hear my thoughts, he, like, makes the kiss even deeper. Yeah. So I feel like as he's falling, like, for her in this moment, he's just, like, realizing that, like, he is obviously impacting her, like, wielding her power, right? So, like, he means so much to her without her even realizing it, and I feel like that's, like, kind of where it comes from too.
I mean, I think it scares him.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everyone he's loved is, like, almost died or has died already.
Yeah. No, it's true.
And, like, this is the person in his life who he was supposed to be up against, you know, like, fight and kill, but now he, like, loves her. So, like, he's scared.
And y'all are saying this isn't enemies to lovers?
Are you? I literally shut the fuck up. If you still think that this isn't enemies to lovers, this is, like, the ideal and, like, the pipeline of enemies to lovers. So shut up. So, okay, when I was rereading it, I was really kind of, like, going off and on about, like, how she was explaining it, right? So the way she was explaining it was just like, I needed this, like, I've been wanting him, I've been needing this, and, like, he just, like, takes all that passion because he can hear it, right? So he's just like, wow, like, and I think that's, like, what makes this part so worth it in the book, because up until this point we kind of, like, haven't had much passion for anything. It's just, like, the sparring and all that stuff. But one thing I wrote was Violet is like a rabbit in springtime.
Fair.
So she's really, really feral, and she keeps repeating that she just, like, needs him. She needs him. But I think it's just like we kept saying, it's really big of Xaden to be like, hey, I know, I just don't want it to be, like, confusing if we were to do this and we were to hook up, because I know the only reason why you're freaking out right now is because of what our dragons are doing together. And I don't know, I just think that that's, like, the moment I fell in love with Xaden is just, like, him being like, this isn't something that we've ever talked about.
Right.
I don't want to just do this. He's like, I've hooked up and brought a lot of people to bed because of stuff like this before.
Right.
I don't want to do that with you.
Which, like, Xaden, we don't need to know about that, bud.
We don't need to know about your past lovers. But I think that it's just so like, it's so cute of him to be like, I want this to be more special. So I don't know. I think it's just really adorable.
We don't know the moment that Violet fell in love with him.
You're right.
And we're from her perspective.
I feel like her love comes in different ways. So, you know, like that saying where it's like, she fell hard, but he fell harder.
Right. There is a moment, I think, where she does say, like,
I love him.
But I feel like it's not till the parapet.
You might
like after the ball.
I think she just had a lot of doubts.
There's no way.
It was that until that
there's no way.
I think that she had doubts, but I think she's always like loved him. Not fair. Always, but you know what I mean? Like she like realizes this over time when he, I feel like, just fell for it. Okay. Even though he was like, don't fall for me. And then she was like, but I'm falling for you. Right. What do you mean? He was already there.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
But my last thing to say about this kiss is, can we just bring up false god already?
Okay. Yeah. It's going to ruin our final jam.
No, we can talk about it in a second. Just letting you guys know, Brittany, whoever's going to make the TV show, hire her, because the way she described it, that's all I'll leave it to. I just I had it in a little note somewhere. So yeah. Anyways, let's go to our quotes.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have just a couple more. I'm sorry.
No, I'm
oh my
sorry.
God, is that all you have for your favorite moments? The kiss?
Maybe.
Okay, no, it's okay. I just have a couple.
Oh, yeah.
A couple things. Okay. They're just little things to bring up. One, I love the friendship moments between Violet and Rhiannon, but we kind of already talked about that. But just the little moments we get of them, like sitting on their bed together, just like being girls.
They're girlhood at best.
Cute. Do we think that Dane saw Violet and Xaden kissing when he read their memories?
Oh, I remember you.
I need to know.
I think he did.
I think he did too. I think he was so jealous.
I think he did.
That was like the most recent thing in her head when he read her memories.
If I was Violet, that would be playing on repeat for sure. For sure. I think that he, like, it drives him to even more anger. Like Dane. Like, I think it drives, whenever he's like sees them interacting, he like hates it. So yeah. I'm sure he did.
Okay. This is what you're talking about. Did Brennan make the daggers for Violet?
Ooh. So like all we know from like this is that has like the terror symbol on it and everything, and it was made kind of for her. I think so.
I think so too. I'm forgetting if this was like fully addressed in Iron Flame.
I don't think it
was, but
I think it's more inferred that he knew that, like, he knew that Xaden was in contact with Violet. Like, he knew.
Oh, for sure.
So I think that this was, like, his way to, like, make something special for his sister.
And just the way that Xaden said, like, she's like, oh, who do you know? Or how did you have them made or something? And he's just kind of like, I know someone. Your brother. Who you don't know about.
I think.
Well, you know about, but you don't know he's alive.
No, I think I think it has to be true. Which I think is even more special. Come on, Xaden. Points, buddy.
Points. He's in with the family.
Oh. He's
okay.
Into the family. Yeah.
My last thing is just Xaden and Violet are talking to her mom, Lilith. And then Lilith says that Violet is in questionable company. And Xaden responds with, I always felt we resolved any of those questions years ago. And then when Violet questions him about that later, he says, I'm just reminding her what did I write? I'm just reminding her that I paid the price for my loyalty. Meaning I can't believe that we don't find this out for so much longer. But she is the reason that they are at Basgiath because they made a little deal. She's the one that gave him the markings on his back. So they have quite a history.
She has it in with the family. It's bad.
I have so many questions about the mom, and she died, so we'll never get answers to them.
Figure it out. I think with Lilith, I think that she just did. I don't think she definitely didn't see this coming with Violet and Xaden, right?
Well, I don't think she saw them being a couple, but I mean, they made a deal that, like, she promised kind of survival for the marked ones, and in return he promised her that he would keep Violet safe.
I just think that it was totally like come to a shock. Like I think Lilith didn't know her daughter as much as like
she thinks
she
but
she
then
did.
I don't know, because then I'm like, maybe she did though. That's what I mean. I have so many questions.
Well,
like they're never gonna get answered at
unless,
this point. But
oh wait, there was
unless
something.
Violet can talk to the dead and she can bring her mom back.
That's another theory. Gosh, I forgot about that theory we had.
Yeah. Well, that's like a pretty popular theory.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that maybe like Lilith like wrote something down, like she like kept track of like all the things, you know what I mean? Like, because one thing I did forget to mention is about the Book of Brennan.
Oh, I have something on the Book of Brennan.
The Book of Brennan.
When we get to thriving and theorizing, I have something.
But I just like on, I think it was like chapter 21 and 22, like back to back, they both had like the opening sections of advice that he was giving Mira about like not being insecure, about not channeling your signet as quickly as other people. So I think that like if you didn't like pay attention to Fourth Wing in like the beginning of the chapters and seeing like those things, I definitely recommend going back and like rereading them, because like as we've been doing this, I'm realizing way more things than I like would have never. I honestly was like, what's the next part of the chapter? I totally like disregarded half of like the little things. But the Book of Brennan, I think that it was like really important to put them in chapter 21 and 22 for this one, because it like I don't know, we're talking about the daggers, we're talking about like she's really upset about Brennan, or just like and we're getting a lot into like Violet's family, so I think it was like a pretty good job, Rebecca.
Those
points for that.
They're like so smartly, not to like dumb Rebecca down, but they're like very smartly placed.
Absolutely.
And they always relate to the chapter somehow. Always.
And I'm like, I could probably get through the quadrant too if I had the Book of Brennan. But we have more about the Book of Brennan.
Okay, do you want to share your first favorite quote? Oh my god, you have so many.
I did write a lot, but I did kind of already mention some of them.
Oh, that's fair,
So one of my favorite, this is between Violet and Liam. This is in chapter 21, and I think he says like, oh, you are slightly stuck with him forever. He makes a face. You are slightly stuck with him he makes a face, forever. Or until one of us dies. I joke. But it falls flat as we round the corner and take the path past the healer quadrant. So Liam's addressing that like Violet and Xaden have this like ride or die type pact. But I hate when Liam mentions anything about death. It really bothers me. It's so foreshadowing, but like being stuck with him forever, I don't know, some part of me like feels like this part kind of had like an homage to him, of like how like stuck with him forever. Well, Violet's now stuck with the remembrance of Liam forever. You can do one too. You want to do one? We'll bounce back.
I love how you added Cassie's fave too. So this is from chapter 22, but earlier. This is in the sparring part, and it says he leans in, so we're almost nose to nose, and then Xaden says, I am annoyingly aware of everything you do, because he can read her mind, but also because he's like so obsessed with her.
Imagine.
No, that's kind of it's kind of intense.
I'm annoying.
He's right here.
Oh my god.
Almost nose to nose. So like right there.
I would have been freaking out. Knee buckling for sure. Because he's so aggressive with it. When he's like annoyingly, he's like, it's like not your fucking want, or like I don't know. He's passive.
Oh yeah,
in a good way. My next one is in chapter 21, and Violet is talking about Taryn and not manifesting her signet. She just says something funny. She's like, I think he has commitment issues. And I was like, girl, like, I don't know, like and again, I'm a big fan of Violet and Taryn's relationship, so I thought that was just really funny.
Okay, next up, we kind of already addressed it, but it's just a little foreshadowing to show that Xaden is in fact intrinsic. When Violet is thinking this, closer, I need him closer, as though he can hear my thoughts, he kisses me harder, claiming every line and curve of my mouth with a reckless edge that makes my body sing. Hot.
Sing that melody, Zay. Sing it. Man, again, if this was in real life, no way. But it's only hot with him.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't say this word. Do you know this word?
Asinine.
Okay, this is when I think this is like chapter 21 still. She says like, I can't turn around, I won't. Wanting Xaden is fine, it has to be, but indulging the impulses it gives me, that's asinine.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
And then she inevitably does it. But I just love like she's building up this like lust and want for him. It's just so cute. But then this one's kind of tied, sorry, but it says it's from Rhiannon, and she's like like she like says something like really sassy, and she's like, don't mind her, she's just sexually frustrated. It makes a girl crabby. Like Rhiannon's so fucking funny. She calls her out. I love her. But yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Okay, let's see. Next up I have, this is a conversation between Violet and Xaden. Who is talking first? Oh, it's Violet. Okay. So Violet says, and you haven't exactly been around to talk about anything in weeks. If I didn't know any better, I'd think that kiss scared you. Shit, I didn't mean to say that. Xaden then says, that's not up for discussion. Something flashes in his eyes and is quickly replaced by a cool mask of indifference. Because he's in love.
Cool mask of indifference. Rebecca, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Something flashes in his eyes.
Love. He's got the love bug. My next one is from Ridiculous, that I accidentally spelt. It's Riddick. He says, oh, are we telling dick jokes now? Because my entire life has led up to this very moment. Oh, just got ahead.
Of course it has.
I had to add in a Riddick. He's so freaking funny. I love him.
Okay, this one's kind of crazy. So this is when they are sparring, and it's a very little spicy scene between them. Mm-hmm. So it's conversation between Xaden and Violet. I almost called her Violence. Whatever. So Xaden says, it's when he's trying to get her to disarm him, take everything off. And he says, sorry, the daggers. Whoa, let me clarify. he says, unless you don't know how to handle an opponent on top of you, and if so, that's a whole other issue. She says, I know how to handle you on top of me. I challenge quietly. He lowers his mouth to my ear. You won't like what happens if you push me. She says, or maybe I will.
Oh my God.
It's so good. I love the banter between them. And that was happening in front of everybody.
How? Okay, embarrassing.
So honestly, though, I get it. I would have been in my own little world too.
No, because doesn't she's like, I didn't realize that everyone was like.
Yeah, everyone's like staring at them.
She's like,
they're practically doing it in front of everybody.
It's a live show.
And then to follow up for that one, because she's kind of like, I thought that you said kissing me was a mistake. And then he's like, oh, it was. I'm just showing you that you don't need weapons to disarm your opponent. And then he says, tell me, Violence, are you disarmed? I'm dead.
Oh my God.
That was good, Xaden.
That was good. She's never disarmed.
I just feel like she kind of got him there for a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she really got him, and he like wasn't expecting her to react like that. But then he very quickly recovered and got back his little cool mask. He
lowers his mouth to my ear.
I know. No, and okay, I didn't add it, but when she says, or maybe I will, it says something about how she like purposely turns her head just enough so that her lips brush his ear. So like for sure, she threw him off there. You know what I mean?
That's so hot.
I know.
It's freaking me out, but it's so hot. Okay. Okay, chapter 22, Xaden. What can I say? I like to see you squirm. It was during their sparring. It was during something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Okay, this is, oh my gosh, I forgot to mention this. This was during their makeout scene, or about to. And he like touches her, right? So he's teaching her how to like put her shields up, and he didn't really need to touch her, and he literally acted on impulse.
Yeah.
And then I think it was either before this or it was after. She goes, would you pretty please teach me how to shield before I accidentally climb you like a tree and we both wake up with regrets? Yeah, girl, I'd walk him up that tree like a red oak. Call me Smokey the Bear. I live in that red oak forest. Do you know what I mean? Like, hell yeah, girl. Oh my God. And then I think this is the line where he's like, did you really need to touch me? And he says, no, not at all. Just one of the perks of not being able to think too clearly. You have incredible, touchable skin. Yeah. God.
That scene, I'm like, she really thinks this guy isn't into her?
Oh,
just a little bit.
Like the most closed off guy at the entire college. And you're like, oh, I don't know if he really likes me.
Yeah.
Girl.
He doesn't even talk to other people.
He passionately made out with you. He made love to your mouth. Okay. And we all saw it. Whatever.
We all saw it.
Anyways.
Okay. Let's get into our final section.
Yeah.
Thriving and theorizing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess this is both for me. Oh, this isn't our final section. I'm sorry.
This is both for you because I think that I just agree with both of them.
Okay. Epigraph of chapter 22 is from the Book of Brennan. I need to pull it up because I would like to quote this correctly for you all. I just have a little bit of evidence to support my hashtag Brennan is Venin theory. I also want to say, I don't know if I fully believe he's Venin. It's just like looking more and more like a possibility the more that I read.
I think everyone's Venin, so you got me sold.
So, okay. This is what the epigraph says from the Book of Brennan. This is talking about getting your channeling for the first time. The first rush of power is unmistakable. The first time it forms to you, surrounds you with a seemingly endless supply of energy. You'll be addicted to the high, to the possibilities of all you can do with it, to the control you hold in the palm of your hand. But here's the thing, that power can quickly turn and control you.
That sounds like a hell of a lot of venom to me.
Tell me that doesn't sound like somebody who's a little addicted to power. He's chasing the high. Maybe it's because it was mixed with like the dragons hooking up.
I don't know, because I think that, I mean, from what we know so far about venom is like the power of it is like inducing, right? Like it's all encompassing.
And it's addictive.
It's addictive. Like we see it with Jack. Like when he's like he's addicted to wanting to kill Violet. So I think that is like, either if he's not fully venom, I think he must have been venom, and then he died, and then he had a little Jesus moment.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I just feel like, or if he was not venom, he is just somebody who's maybe a little power hungry.
I think so. I think that like,
and therefore would maybe turn venom
if I think there's a lot to tell, especially once we get into Iron Flame and we find out a little bit more about Brennan. I think that if he was fully venom, it would have added into why the family just totally disregarded him.
It also makes me think of the story of the three brothers.
Yes.
And I know that a lot of people have said it's got to be related somehow. There's a Griffin rider, a dragon rider, and then a brother who turns to being a venom and channels from the earth. I can see, obviously none of them are Griffin riders. I can see Mira being the dragon rider, Brennan being the one who turns venom, and then Violet not being a Griffin rider, but kind of being like the wild card because she has two dragons, which is like unheard of.
Which is like a Griffin. I don't know. I think there's a lot that I kind of want to say and that happens with more Iron Flame, but what we know is like venom is such like they're all power hungry. They're all looking for like the same thing, so they're all within like that same, like Jack says, like, oh, you're my brother now, right? So like there's some type of connection. So I don't know. And then I guess it just like adds to our theory that like Violet has something venom, something related to it.
Hashtag Brennan is venom, though.
Hashtag Brennan is venom. Brittany's venom.
Okay, on to my last theory. Violet says that she knows where her dad's research on Feathertails is, but we are 2 books in and Miss Girl has still not gotten it. Why?
I don't know, man. I don't, because do you think it's in the scribe quadrant,
or it's in her house or whatever they live in?
Because all of his like his
office. Doesn't he have an office?
It was. I thought he like kept it in there, like his archives were in it. But didn't they have parts of his archives in the Scribe Quadrant?
Maybe. She says she knows where it is. Like, they ask, "Where wasn't your father working on Feather Tales? Where's the research?" She's like, "I know where it is. I'm not going to tell them." And then it's like,
Violet, why is she keeping secrets from us readers?
No, literally. I mean, it has to mean something.
Yeah.
It has to mean some sort of, it's going to be something big. Like, it's the key to something.
And Darna is like a separate, like, we can have a whole book about her and like how Feather Tales are and how they're so strangely, you know, related, rare to like this powerful being. But I don't know. You would also think that she would like defend the Feather Tales with her knowledge from her dad. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I said, it has to be intentional from Rebecca.
I agree.
I just want to know where it is.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like these chapters don't have too much of like a newer theory. I think it just is kind of like most of what we focused on was
definitely
the kiss.
So final section.
Yeah. Final jam. Bam, 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 bam. I know I spoiled it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Only song we have is False God by Taylor Swift. This song, I don't remember when I found it exactly, but I happened to, actually I do. It was on The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I happened to, I was like, hey, we know that I'm not a Swiftie, but I was like, that song's kind of like cool. And then I just immediately was drawn to that being the song that played when they kissed. And I love it. I can see it in my head. They better play it for the show. I don't care. I feel like there shouldn't be words in it. But the vibe.
Not until the chorus, right?
Maybe, yeah. Or if they do a Bridgerton type thing where it's just like the
instrumental-ish.
Yeah.
One thing I will say, this chapter 22, this song, False God, was what Brittany sold me on to read this book. So, I think it was when you were like trying to convince me and you were like, it has a lot of Taylor Swift songs. And I was like, oh, okay.
Because Rebecca's a Swiftie.
And I was like, okay, cool. And then you said something about False God, but you didn't tell me what chapter, I don't think. And I was like, okay. So as I'm reading it, I find this chapter and I think I texted you and I was like, was this the chapter? And you're like, yup.
Yeah.
So any of you Swifties out there who love Taylor and you love this part, listen to it while you're reading it. And it's an experience.
Yeah. I just imagine the beat in the background kind of building in, starting from when Xaden says, I think he says like, you're astonishing, you're fascinating, he says something along those lines.
Yes.
Incredible. I can't remember.
No, I
think it's like astonishing or something.
Astonishing.
But he says something to that effect. And then just start the song at that point. No trumpets, trust me.
And then it cut to the chorus of that part.
The chorus is going to be like when they passionately kiss.
The altar is my hips. False God. Ugh.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
We're also still, I think, working on our playlist for this. I still have a couple songs out there.
Yeah, I gotta add a lot.
To add. But if you guys have any songs that you think of whenever you read it, let us know.
Yes.
So we can add it to our playlist too.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Here we are.
Finish it. We
another episode.
Another episode in.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
All right, besties. We absolutely love and adore this part of the book. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Next week we will have was it chapter 26 to 30. Yeah. So and then after that we get into some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So
we've got about 3 more episodes left for Fourth Wing. So we're excited.
Let us know like your theories too along with it. We would love to talk about it. Just reach out to us. Follow us on Instagram, Literally Obsessed Pod. Let us know. All the links will be in the description below. So
we're getting our Patreon sorted.
Yes.
So we'll get that eventually. Yeah. So that we can all talk with you on Discord.
How fun.
That'll be super fun.
Yeah. So I hope you guys have the best day ever.
Yeah.
I hope you reread Zay again. Say hi to him for us.
Yes. Give him a little kiss for us. All right. Thank you guys for tuning
Bye.
into
I'll
this
see you
episode.
later. Love ya.
Bye.
Love ya.